What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Lost Records Journal Player One vs. Lost Records Focus podcast. I am one of your hosts, Adnan, the judge, Riaz, and also as well, I have my co-host, the Eagles, the Ravens, the fireman himself, Mr. Adam Evalt is here. Hello.
I am Legion. We are Legion. So it's plural eagles within me. Yes.
Yes, me and you are gonna float in like Buffy style. Willow, we're gonna like in that
Yes.
scene, and Michelle's gonna be like, "That's the inspiration for the next Lost Records game." It'll just be me and you floating out
Floating.
of the abyss. Yes.
Yeah. Like you, him and Stephen King. Like that would be the inspiration.
And David Lynch is down writing
Yeah.
what's happening. That'd be like Michelle's like dream. Would be like, yes, there we go. There's the trifecta is complete.
Yes.
But no, we're back, Adam. So we're going to be here. So we're recording for context as well, guys, because obviously it's a little bit of a chaotic schedule. So this is the 1st of June we're recording. So this is a side A and a side B episode. This is episode 33. This obviously episode 32 will be our interview with Amelia Sargisson. Adam wasn't there, unfortunately, working and whatnot, doing the grind as it always is. And Abby filled in, so thank you to Abby as well for doing that. So she came from Fireside with A&A over to this one and did that interview with me. So hopefully in the week that's coming as well, that interview is already dropped and this episode drops after it. So just for context, we are recording the 1st of June. I was thinking about maybe doing a StrangeCast here, but there's not enough news and there's a lot more Lost Records content. I feel like we could just use Lost Records for now. StrangeCast will be back the week later afterwards as well. So just a quick FYI. And before we start as well, if you are new here, please do consider dropping a subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like this video. If you do not like this video, no more Adam. He's gone.
Thank God. I'm happy for that, dude. Thank God, dude. I don't want to be on this plane of existence.
Okay. No, correct that.
I will live forever.
Adam's fine. Yes,
Yes.
You'll live forever. We'll put him in perpetual.
That's real punishment for people. There you go.
Yeah. Forever. Just like ball and chain doing podcasts for the rest of his life. That's what's going to happen. He's going to be like smashing it like a little TV show. So yes, please do subscribe, free him as well, and like the video as well. We're almost at 1,900 subscribers. So if you can help us, that would be amazing. And also as well, Lost Records Journal is available on all podcast services. So we're available on Spotify with the video version. We're on Apple Podcasts. So do check us out there. We have about 144 followers now on Spotify. We've got 35 5-star ratings, which is amazing. So thank you. So go over there. Please do rate us because it boosts our visibility. And obviously, if you follow, you get instant access to the podcast as soon as it's available and in the side A and side B formatting. So we're back for this. Obviously, the Amelia interview will be done. I don't know what the reaction is going to be. I hope you all enjoy it, which is the main thing as well. It was a very interesting interview to do with her. She's very, very articulate with her responses with the game as well. She hasn't played the full game. Like, you know, I always say this with the actors. I'm like, most actors will never have played the full game. They shoot it over a long period of time and never get to it. But her interpretation of a lot of things was really amazing. So I hope you do enjoy watching that. So yes, we're back as well. And again, we're doing the side A, side B formatting. If you are wondering as well, it's because of recording schedule, because me and Adam only link up once in the week because like I wish I was in my 20s doing this because it would be great if we were in our 20s doing this. But unfortunately, Adam's got things, I've got things. We just sit down once in the week, time differences, and we just record from here. So obviously anything's missing, it's either in the next side portion or it's going to be in the next episode. So just bear with us because we're going back to a bi-weekly schedule of the podcast because it's more efficient. Anyway, Adam, I've been rambling for a while. Should we get into our first piece? Because there are a couple of pieces of news that we can get into for this lovely show.
I would love to have a piece. Give me that piece.
Yes. You can have a piece, Adam, and here's another piece. So there's a bit of news, and it's going to be dated by the time this episode comes out, but it's for different reasons. So it's not necessarily just to kind of plug it. It's more of a conversation around it. So on the 26th of May, Lost Records game Twitter account, the Play Lost Records Twitter account, X account, said, want to know more about the big purple scary glowing thing? It's time to get your copy of Lost Records. Grab it now, 25% off Steam, ends in 1 week.
That's a big piece off.
It is a big piece off, Adam. And then also as well, none other than the gaffer, Michelle Coe.
Wow.
Also, the day after, posted saying 25% off with the summer of 2025 approaching soon. It's that's a good time to travel back to the summer of 1995.
Yeah.
And just... Oh, go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, I'm glad that Michael Kolch is really excited about this piece off.
Michael Kolch loves that. He absolutely loves that. And also Adam as well, here it is on the, obviously their Steam pages. It is available at the time of recording. It is on sale and it ends, as you can see there, 28 hours. So it's basically ending at the end of, you know, this weekend more or less. So we're going to be
buy late. Friendship and Mysteries bundle.
Yes, you got all the different ones, yeah, which has this
Yeah.
bed we made in it, and also Goodbye Volcano High, which is always a good incentive package if you're looking for a bunch of games. Soundtracks on sale as well, so you can get that narrative bundle. So these are obviously there for it. But Adam, basically, that's our topic for this because I wanted to turn it just into a mini discussion because um in itself, obviously, it feels like hypocritical if we don't talk about it because, like, you'd be like, "Oh, you talk about
Yeah.
the 40% off on double exposure," and you like take swipes at that. But it's just kind of a conversation about the game being on sale as it is because, like, it is on 25%. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it too early? Does it show what does it tell about the sales and stuff? Um, it's more of a conversation around that, and I think naturally, just this perception of it being on sale so quickly as well, quickly.
Yes, and I'm all natural, so I know all about this topic. Yeah.
Yes, you are
Yes.
natural.
But to your point, other than my natural physique, um, oh, you also saw my thighs. Those are all natty. Those are
Yes.
definitely natty thighs. Um, but yeah, no, in terms of like, is this a bad sign? From what we've reported on this show about
Yeah.
uh Don't Nod in general, right? So we could have speculated just as fans and saying all this, but from what we know, from what we've reported and what you've gathered, I think it's more of a sign, not necessarily for Don't Nod Montreal, but I think Don't Nod as a whole trying to get some sales. We've said it before. Like you found an article where the CEO of
Oscar.
thank you, Oscar Gobert, um, had reported that Lost Records is on track. It's on track for like what they expected. They said
Yeah.
like because of the PlayStation deal and all these sales, it's on track, right?
Yeah.
However, Donut has frozen, right? Donut has frozen 2 games that were in development,
Yeah.
and also they were facing some, union, busting essentially. So,
Yeah.
they wanted to make layoffs, but then, union stepped in. So, I think this is more of a sign for Donut trying to get a little bit more financial gain so that they can fund other projects and fund these, employees than anything
Mhm.
else. Uh, Whether or not what the future is for Don't Nod Montreal, I don't know, but it doesn't
Yeah.
seem bad for them. But to your point, is this too early for a sale? This is kind of like okay, this is kind of like Ubisoft speed for like putting on a sale. Like you never buy a Ubisoft game day one because guess what?
Mhm.
3 months away, boom, it's going to be on like 50% off sale.
Yeah.
And so far, the game has been month? It's been a little over a month.
Well, technically, this is where the counter argument would come in because it's technically launched in March.
Technically,
Because
yes.
oh, sorry,
So
March, February. Sorry, February. It launched technically.
yeah, technically launched in February, full release in April. Um, so it's been like a little over a month, maybe 2 months. So is it too early? Kind of. It is kind of worrying whenever a game goes on sale this quickly.
Mhm.
Less than 6 months from launch. So I don't know. I do think it's like more of the problem of Don't Nod than anything else.
Yeah, I think there's a good point to be made about the fact that it is Don't Nod making the sale, not Don't Nod Montreal, because like the Don't Nod company will be publishing it from
Mhm.
France and that division. I think it's So I think worrying is right, which in terms of what you were saying that yeah, that there is a worry with like obviously a game going on sale as early as it is.
Mhm.
My only thing is that the game came out in February, so obviously that's the launch date, and obviously April you can't buy the game on its own there. You have to buy the full package again, and obviously the PS Plus deal has happened now, and it's basically over, so it's off PS Plus in terms of being on that bracket tier. So I
Mhm.
think like obviously I think they just naturally put it on sale like with a slash down price because they're obviously trying to get people into it and play it. Donald's a financially publicly listed company. Their CEO can't lie to their investors because that is just ridiculous. Like for anyone
Yeah.
to suggest that a company which has openly declared, for example, its game is in line with sales expectations, you can't lie to your investors about that because they need to know that you've told them publicly. And anything else would be just, Oscar Gilbert would be marching out of his office and be gone at that point because you can't lie to your publicly
Yeah.
investing investors into your company. Obviously, we don't know what the sales of inline expectation are because that's a mystery. They've kept that hidden. Maybe it'll probably appear in the books at the end of this year. I think it's October when they'll report the first half of 2025 and their
Mhm.
earnings. And obviously this is the only thing that's really a needle mover for the company. In terms of this year, because I think Koira has come out, and I don't think Koira is really going to move the needle at all. And obviously, the Loathsome Guild comes out later this year, and I don't think that'll even appear on the earnings because of where it's probably going to come out. So I think this
Yeah.
is a big one where they'll start seeing, at least with that, where it's
I don't
money coming in.
I don't know about Koira though, because I think my purchase of Koira really put it over the radar. So they were like, "Man, we just need one more sale before we're profitable." I saved the company. You can
There you go.
congratulate me later. I know I'm a savior. I am basically a demigod. But
Exactly.
don't
Oscar
doubt
Gobert's
me.
got
Just
your money. He's got your
yes.
money. He's slamming the dollars on the table, being like, "Yes, here we
got
go."
I got Walmart Falcons money. Let's go.
Yes. um, no,
Yeah.
I feel like I think you're right though as well, because obviously any money from this comes in as funding for other projects, etc. I think the studio, when I think Oscar Gilbert did like an interview early this year in like a French newspaper, and
Mhm.
he said like the funding for the game, I think, and the studio was like 15 to 20 million euros. So I don't that's not the full game. It's very weird to translate it, but it seems like that's the studio inception plus games coming out of it. And
Yeah.
obviously, once you have Montreal founded as well, you can now do a conveyor belt where you build games easier because you have the assets, you have people there, you have people working. M2 game, I think it is on their earnings report is a Don't Nod Montreal game that will be planned further down the line. So it is good from that. In itself, the best thing that they've seen so far that this game is a success in certain respects, where it has met sales lines expectations because Jusant and Banishers have been written down because they didn't achieve what they did, and this was a self-funded, self-published title. I think also as well, like this is different from like Life is Strange because obviously Square Enix took a big hit with that in the report that we saw as well. And it's a different company, it's a triple A publisher. That was from marketing non-stop behind it as well. And the money is a lot more for those kind of projects as well. I think this is also building a foundation for the IP and really getting out there because it's so hard to build a foundation and IP for people now. It's an oversaturation of a market, isn't it? People want to watch everything at the same time. You look at Netflix, for example, they're now hyping up Squid Game season 3, which is technically just season 2 because they drew
Yeah.
a line down the middle of it. And it's like, that is not a full season. Like, stop it. Like, stop
Yeah.
doing this like half splitting. These are not seasons. This is destroying the TV format.
Mhm.
And I think essentially Don't Nod is just trying to get people playing it and seeing it and going from there, building a foundation and a base for people to enjoy the IP, which is fine for me as well. Like I'm not too worried about it in the sense of, yes, obviously you'd want it still on like at full price and people buying it, and it'll go back to full price after this sale. But it's
Mhm.
not like it's a, it's not like the Lost Records Twitter account is spamming it repeatedly saying 40% off, 40% off, 40% off. It's like this is a
Yeah.
one-off sale afterwards, and it's like maybe we can
But
try and
it
catch a
seems
couple
like
stragglers.
it does seem like a lot of Don't Nod games are going on sale pretty quickly. Same with
Yeah.
Banishers. Banishers went on sale pretty quickly. That's when I picked it up. I picked it up on sale. I think it was also I'm pretty sure it was less than 6 months after it launched. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was like 2 months after it launched, and it got pretty significant. I think it was 35% off when it was on there. So yeah, it is a little bit worrying about the company of Don't Nod because it is Don't Nod Games, not just Don't Nod Montreal, but all of Don't Nod is doing it. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But yeah, like you said, with Koira's been on sale, God, like 3 times already since it's launched.
Yeah.
I want to say it's 3 times already. It's been on sale. So, and it always is worrying because when does Nintendo ever put their games on sale and they're doing just fine?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it sucks. Sucks to think about, but that's the reality.
I think these companies have to do it barring Nintendo where they put games on perpetual sales. Like as you said, Ubisoft style where it's like, oh, the game's out 3 months later, like let's put it on sale because obviously you got a busy
Mhm.
2025 year with games coming out or Death Stranding's around the corner. People like, let's just get out because someone might pick it up early and just play it and we'll get a bit of an incentive. And maybe they're trying to build up for obviously the summer release, which will come out on PlayStation 5. I
Mhm.
imagine this game will come to Games Pass at some point in the near future. So there are
I
ways of
think so.
making a longer term, yeah, there's a way of making a longer term gain from it, which is the main thing as well. I think they should do like a limited collector's edition run as well, where they can do it with like a small company and they print it off because I think those would sell out. And at least it's like there's enough money where I think that the
Mhm.
IP you can make enough money as long as you manage it. Don't go and just like make tons of stuff off it because it's not really going to achieve anything. And it is that as well. I think like I also agree with you where it is worrying in sense of them putting them on perpetual sale with like tons of Don't Nod games. But I think at least with Don't Nod now, they've kind of realized, okay, we need to redo everything. So it's like these two
Yeah.
games in production we've changed them where they're not as ultra niche, but they're open, and then we're also open to working with publishers because it's like we need to do that. Because like in itself as well, like the week that we're recording as well, like Don't Nod's stock has found footing. So it like collapsed to bottom 52-week low / all-time low. And it's now back over a €1 bar. So it's like, if you look at it, it's like it's usually during like stock as well when it's like at a certain point. So say if it's like a Microsoft stock and it hits 500, that's like a psychological barrier because obviously it's the next tier. You want it to break through, so at least it's closed over and it's held candles at the time of recording, which is the main thing. But
Mhm.
like if you look at the value of Don't Nod, even when I was looking at one report I was looking at, it's like they valued the stock at 39 cents, and it's not even cents. It's like what's the euro equivalent of
Yeah.
pennies? Like it'd be like
Pence?
20 pence here.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
they value it. It's like 25 pence because they're saying that Don't Nod isn't forecast to be revenue profitable by 2029, 2030. That's what they're
Mhm.
thinking. So it's like I agree with you where it's like maybe this is at least hopefully it puts it out to more people, puts more eyes on people, and then they can like, buy the game, which is fingers crossed it does that. So in itself, I'm not too worried because it's not Don't Nod, it's not Square Enix. And Square Enix has, for example, got a
No.
much more
And
hit to it with
they're
them.
not Ubisoft either, so
No, they're not. I know. I'm forever hopeful that they never ever become something like that because it's awful seeing
yes.
what Ubisoft is like. So, as you will like that. In itself, Assassin's Creed Shadow will go on sale as well soon if it's not already on sale because people
By
like.
the way, speaking of Assassin's Creed Shadows, so I was browsing Bandcamp, which if you're
Mhm.
not on Bandcamp yet, listeners, get on Bandcamp. And
Yes.
you frequently are on Bandcamp, correct?
Yes. Always.
I bet you are. Freaking liar. Um, I was browsing Lo-Fi Girl. Lo-Fi Girl is on
Mm.
that. And
Oh,
so, Lo-Fi Girl has a crossover with Assassin's Creed Shadows. They have an album. It's only $4 and it's Lo-Fi Girl X Assassin's Creed Shadows. Stealthy beats to relax to. So
that's so bizarre.
what a world we live in, man. So yeah, if you're on
That is very
Bandcamp,
bizarre.
Lo-Fi Girl, they have their crossover with Assassin's Creed Shadows. So and it is actually they they have a lo-fi version of Ezio's family on here.
Oh my god. Well,
That's
there
crazy.
we go.
Yeah.
Crazy craziness in the world. So, yeah, let's see where it goes from here. I think at least they've said that it's in line with sales expectations, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
reassured about that. But longer term, the model needs to change. I think with Don't Nod, which I think they will change as well.
Mhm.
Adam, should we go into our next piece of news?
Absolutely.
So, obviously, one of our favorite human beings here as well. Um, so,
Yes.
Nina Freeman, Adam, one of the principal narrative designer on Don't
Oh, I
Nod
thought
Montreal's
the
Lost
most favorite
Records.
person is me. But we're not talking about me, are we?
I don't know. It's hard to. Am I your favorite person compared to Olivia Lepore?
Uh, You're well, well, mm, so
Difficult.
let's talk about this.
Yes, yes, there we go.
Yeah.
That's a better way of doing it. So, Adam, Nina Freeman was doing a Twitch stream. So, Nina Freeman is the principal narrative designer on Lost Records Boomer Age. She was one of the writers, one of the two American writers, along with Desiree Sifre, who worked on all the dialogue and among many other things in there, which really helped refine that. Obviously, Jean-Luc Cano wrote the script with Michelle, so they were involved with it. And she did a stream among many other things. So, she was just talking a little bit. And obviously, one thing that did come up was about the lovely Olivia Lepore.
Mm,
And I did transcribe some of the quotes here. So she said, she put, yes, Swann's voice actress, Olivia Lepore, was so, so sweet. She was amazing to work with for Don't Know Montreal's Lost Records, Blue and Rage. I've added this extra bit as well, just for a thing. And I'm so excited to see whatever she does next because she was honestly incredible. And Olivia really like embodied Swann Holloway like she is Swann in real life. It's amazing.
yes.
Um, and then I'll probably just combine all these as well. So she's also some couple of quotes here. She was talking about some experience. So this was from Take Two Rage. She put here as well, and I quote: "I'm really like stoked with what we did with Tape Two. It was fun. It was super fun to work on, and like that's what I was working on a lot. So." End quote. And those are sporadic quotes in between the text as well, because there's video clips I tweet if you do want to watch them. And obviously, as well, she said, "Well, I'm really proud of my work on it. It was super exciting for me." So she just briefly touched on it at the beginning of her stream that she was doing because I think she's just had a baby as well. So congratulations to her for that as well. But obviously, talking about the lovely Olivia Lepore, because like everyone adores Olivia Lepore, and
Mhm.
I think it's that one point where she's like, yeah, she's like Swan in real life. I'm like, And I
Yeah.
can't unsee it, man. Any part of that interview, I need to go back and
But she
montage that interview,
originally
but
wanted to be Cat.
yeah, which is something as well where, like, the tapes had just gone in, and she's, like, being
Yeah.
submitted for Cat, and it's like, "No," and then obviously I think she said, Mary Pulio pulled out her tape, and
Mm.
she's like, "Maybe this was Swann, and we can give her a shot and see what it is," and
Yeah.
it went from there, but, oh my I can't stop seeing Swann, and it's like subconsciously she does it as well, like, she talks about it. I think I was watching
Yeah.
one of the clips back we did, and she's saying like, "Oh, Swann is like me because like, my family see parts of me and da da da," and it's like, when she does it in her little,
Yeah.
like, thingy went, I'm like, "Oh my god," I'm like, "It's Swann." It's like, I can't stop seeing Swann.
Yeah, it will be just as if she was Cat, man, like, I'm not saying she couldn't do it, but
No.
it would be as fitting as if I went as Swann, if I went as an introvert, you know? That would yeah.
Mm.
I could be an introvert, on that ice cream scene where they're like, "Oh, it's closed." Like, "Hey, I just want some ice cream over here. Come on now. I'm an introvert over here. You're scaring me. Give me some ice cream, huh?" I could do it. Yeah.
I think you'd be a very good Swann.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. Yeah, it could be like, "Hey, what's this abyss over here, huh? Let's go. Let's go. Let's just jump in the abyss, huh?"
Start to the abyss, like,
I have
really, like,
by the way, I have 0% Italian blood in me, so I don't know what I'm talking. I have no sense of Italian in me.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, like, she reminds me a lot of, Hannah Tell. I remember when I was
Yeah.
doing the interview for Life After Strange for the first time, and it was years after I'd spoken to Hannah Tell, and she jumped on the call, and I heard
Mm.
her voice, she's like, "Hello," and I was like, "Max?" I looked up and I was like, "Oh," I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, it's just Hannah."
Yeah.
No, she reminds me so much of Hannah Tell in terms of, like, just getting in a footing in the, acting industry and getting a really, like, great role, just delivering, knocking it out of the ballpark. I hope she gets recognition. I hope she wins awards for this year. I know it's a stacked year and stuff like that with games and stuff, but I hope there's some kind of like caveat where she gets nominated, even for the other actors as well. They're all great as well. They were all fantastic. But I do firmly believe as well the world would heal, for example, if Hannah Tell met Olivia Lepore. If I had
Mm.
£1 billion, I had unlimited capital, I'd be doing like little crossovers because like
Yeah.
Hannah Tell talking to Olivia Lepore about Miso and her cats, and Olivia talking about her rabbits to her. That would be the best 2 hour
Yeah.
conversation of a podcast you'd ever get with those two people meeting. Um, yeah, no, she was she was fantastic. She really did great work with Swann, and obviously, we have an interview with her as well on the channel. You can go and check that out. It was just amazing chatting with her, and I think she's just really, really just genuine, incredible human being. But as you
Mm.
said, like, it'd be so interesting. If she was. I think you might even see Kat. I think it's just because obviously it's hard now because like Natalie took the role
Yeah.
and Natalie knocked out of the ballpark. But when you start seeing things like that, yeah, I think we talked about it with Amelia, for example. So obviously in the Amelia interview, um, I mentioned to her the fact that Natalie was auditioned for Nora because Michelle
Mm.
said it in the interview. I was like, did you see like shades of Nora in Natalie? And obviously Amelia's like, yeah, I could see parts of it. I can
Mhm.
see why they applied for that role. They obviously submitted a tape, but then they moved Natalie over to Cat, which is obviously a dream moment for Don't Nod as well, and it
Mhm.
worked perfectly. But yeah, she's absolutely outstanding. I love her as well. Like all the actors and even Olivia as
Oh,
well. So it's a high praise, and I like for the actors to see this praise as well because like obviously it's done in a non it's done in an outside environment because obviously if she's in the booth with Nina, 'cause Nina can be in the booth via a call. It's
yeah.
like that's obviously just work, but when someone else says it about you, it's always nice. So props up to Olivia Lepore. We adore her. So that's that. Adam, should we go into our
Yes.
next piece?
Oh, yeah, fish, yeah.
Fish, yes. But Adam, this is a big one, obviously, because it is from none other than the main man,
Like my
Mr. Luc
thighs.
Baghadoust. Not the thighs,
Yeah, okay.
or not your thighs,
Oh, yes.
but Mr. Luc Baghadoust and his body, which is the main focus point
Wow.
here.
What
So,
a cool body.
yes, very, very cool. So, as you can see, Adam here, Mr. Luc
Yes.
Baghadoust, the studio executive producer at Don't Nod Montreal, also Lost Records Blue Rage's executive producer, says and on Blue Sky on the 24th of May, he put
Mhm.
new tattoos. And if you guys can see on the video version, if you can't, you see a sun, a moon, a
Mhm.
moth, and a raven. So
Yes.
as the girls chant before they do their dance, as you can see, so amazing with that. But then also as well, Luke did post another tweet afterwards as well on the 31st May. He put cool story about this Lost Records tattoo. The artist told me that she had very recently made another tattoo related to the game. I
Mm.
discovered that it was a great external QA tester that I'd met for the first time at the game party 2 weeks before. So funny, we chose the same artist,
Huh.
which is
That's cool.
very, very,
Yeah.
very cool coincidence. And also as well, it's interesting because he says that as well, like, they have an external QA tester that they'd never met as well, which always reminds me of the Bakker Shah interview that we did, where Bakker's like, I never
Yes.
went to Deck Nine, never saw it. And it's like, oh God, it's like you never met all those
Yeah.
people you're like working with. It's like, that's crazy, like, to do that. But a very cool tattoo though.
Yeah. No, it's very cool. In fact, that's how you unlock Luke's emotions. If you have to like recite the locks, and that's basically his therapy. It's like, how do I unlock my emotions? And then he just puts the lock on them, but then you unlock them, you know?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
he like floats out the building. So he like
Yes, he
breaks through the
does.
roof and he goes all the way through and he does that. And then Michelle's like, I didn't write that. And it's like,
Right.
but
Hey, get back to work. I didn't write you leaving like this.
Frederica's like pulling him down. Come back. I'm the managing director. You need to get working. And it's like I'm not doing it out of control. It's just happened.
Yeah, it just
Um,
happened. Producer troubles, you know?
oh,
Mm.
he's the producer of Carnage, among many other things. He was obviously in the mosh pit for the Don't Nod Montreal party. We got the scoop from Amelia. I was like, "What is he doing?" She's like, "Oh, he's a really nice guy, and obviously, like, he loves the bass and he loves his music." And I was like, "Well, like, depending on who you speak to about that, 'cause, like,
Yeah.
someone obviously takes a couple of swipes at the
Oh, these
bass, and it's like."
basses out here thinking they're the real musicians, but honestly, all you're good for I can't,
So
man, I can't.
so far you've insulted Luke for being a bassist.
Yeah.
I also feel like you insulted Webb Pickersgill because Webb does play bass and he's the Deck Nine co-dev service director and also the former performance director and also before the Storm's former co-director. Then
Yeah.
also you insulted Sam Bradley for making
Mhm.
his sweet treats in Bakery, who's obviously
Yes.
Don't Know Montreal's artist.
Bakers. Bakers, bassists. I'm thinking of another B that I hate
Bow.
on. Bow, no, I can't hate Bow. What are you talking about? Bow would never play bass. You know what Bow plays? I bet you anything. Bow plays the clarinet.
With
Yeah.
his paws.
With
Wow.
his little paws. Yeah, he plays clarinet with his little paws. Yeah. So Bow gets a pass. But no, bassist, bakers, and Bears fans. Ugh. You know?
Best fans.
Yeah. Oh, if you like the Chicago Bears, ugh. Why? So
Why is
yeah,
Chicago just animals? Why is it bears and bulls and what else is there?
Cubs. The Chicago
Oh,
Cubs.
cubs, yeah. Why are you guys all animal? Like, why is it all animals in Chicago?
Uh it's so not only that, but Chicago has two baseball teams, the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, wait, why? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, White Sox. So yeah, you would have to know that because Michael Jordan. So Michael
Oh,
Jordan went
yes.
to the White Sox. So yeah, no, I don't know. I like again with Philadelphia, it's Flyers, which is like the dumbest logo in hockey. S-
Eagles.
Eagles, Sixers, and Phillies. Like it's just Philadelphia Phillies is our baseball team. So it's weird. Yeah, no, I like it never makes sense. These teams never make any sense. But yeah, no, don't like it.
Yeah, you guys. No, you guys are.
Yeah,
You guys are
Chicago
very
sucks
strange.
as a whole city too. If you're from Chicago, leave, move. Chicago sucks. Like
Oh dear
stupid
God.
bean statue. Like get out of here. Bassists, bakers, beans. Don't like you. Don't like you.
Well, not
Actually,
Frank's beans.
no, I do like beans though. I love beans. I love beans a
I'm
lot. There's a
stocking it
lot of
on the
perks.
B.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll think of another one. But yeah, so far bases and bakers. Yuck.
Beards, bald people.
I do hate myself. You're right. Yes.
Well, you've committed the three Bs against Luke. One, we don't know which B is, but we'll explain that in the sequel at some point. So
Yeah.
that's the three Bs you've insulted.
Oh yeah. If
Um,
I ever catch Luc Baghadoust baking, it's over. It's game over. Yeah.
but no, he's a vegan.
Vegans bake.
What?
I don't know, vegan stuff. Vegan there's the vegan bakeries out here on in Raleigh.
Yeah, actually, no, yeah, that's true. I don't know
Yeah, like
why.
there's definitely substitutes. Like instead of egg whites, you use I forget what the term is, but like the water that comes into chickpeas. Um
Oh, okay.
ashwagandha, I don't know. I think my wife just yelled at me, like she knew it and she's trying to tell me and I can't hear her. So um but yeah, the chickpea juice.
Chickpea juice. There we go. The
Yeah.
brine.
Yeah, the chickpea brine instead of it.
Is it
I
right?
There's actually a more pleasant term for it. But yeah, no. There's vegan bakes.
Okay, fair enough. But yes, Miss Luc Baghadoust has got a tattoo, which is the main one. So maybe we'll pitch it to Olivia in the future at some point. Be like, Olivia, these are
Yes.
tattoo inspirations. Get yourself a moth tattoo with a rabbit on it.
Yes.
There we
Ah,
go. A rabbit
yes.
on top of a moth, like that.
Yes.
Butterfree and Bulbasaur
I'm
thing.
still I'm still gaming for someone to get a tattoo of Michael Kolch.
The Colch. That's it. That's the activation code for everything. That
That
just
might be my
activates
first
everything.
tattoo is Michelle Coe in a cowboy hat, Michael Kolch.
Michael Colch. Oh my god, it's a proper like spaghetti western like Michael Colch is the thing. Oh god. But yes, there we go. We got Mr. Luc Baghadoust tattoo, so that's always a good one. So Adam, we're almost at the end of the side A part of things. Should we quickly go through our miscellaneous pieces before we wrap up and we can
Yeah,
go on to
yes.
side B? So
Yes.
Adam, this is a bounce off of our last episode. Was this in what episode was this in now? Was this in StrangeCast? No, yeah, sorry, it was in Lost Records Journal. Because we were talking about the inspiration behind Michelle's scene in the Coven, the Velvet Fawn's Curse, Fawn's Rest.
Aquafaba is the chickpea juice, by the way.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So Adam, actually, no, sorry, ignore me. So basically, I'm going to give you context here. So during that big interview that we did with Bonus Action, where Michelle became Michelle Colch, um, in that interview, Michelle was talking about during the list of Easter eggs that were in the game, and they were like pointing them out to Michelle in the interview. Um, During that, Michelle was asked about this, which was during the 6 bottle poster. This is in the Blue Spruce, and
Mm.
it's on the wall. And the person said to Michelle, saying that I think this is a link to the reference point in episode 5, Polarized. So the nightmare sequence, there's 6 bottles you collect. And Michelle's response was here, and it says, and I quote, "I
Mm.
need to check. Maybe someone on the team added it in, added the poster in. It could be a coincidence. I should ask." End quote. So that was Michelle. So obviously we put it out, and then on Blue Sky we decided, hey, look at that guy, that
Yeah.
baker, that art director,
Oh,
Mr. Sam
yes.
Bradley. So we tagged him in, and then he's like responding among many other things, as you can see in the video version. He was like, "Should I tell it? Should I not? Would you like to speculate?" So we tried and we failed repeatedly, as you can probably see in the video version, where there's a
Mm.
lot of reactions of us getting it wrong. And then Sam Bradley was like, "Should we reveal the truth or should we keep it hidden and never tell?" And then at that point, the judge appeared and said to Sam Bradley, "No, you tell the people. Otherwise, you go into the abyss." And
Yes.
at that point, at that point, Sam Bradley bailed on everything and was like, "Yep, I'm not going to go in there." So Sam Bradley has revealed the truth behind that poster. We have
Mm.
unlocked the truth. So as you can see here, Sam responded saying, and I quote, "Haha, oh, okay, yes, I would like to avoid this fate, which is going to the abyss." So to solve the mystery, the beer bottle poster was illustrated by concept artist Estelle Lydia. She took care of the majority of the branding inside the Blue Spruce and did an amazing job with all this bottles, posters, stickers, maps. And then Sam said in a second tweet, the reason for the 6 bottles, if you look closely, for our fake brands, she created different graphic styles for each era. The beer
Mm.
was, I think, the only brand where we made art for more than 2 eras. So when making posters for the bar, we thought it'd be cool to show them all together. So as he said that as well, as
Okay.
you can see there, the brand is there with the different beers, which I'll
Yes.
try and zoom in as you can see. So you have 2
Okay.
different brands there, and then different eras that is
Gotcha.
represented.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with Life is Strange, is what
No,
we're
it does
hearing.
not. So
Which I thought
the
so,
people,
because I'm pretty sure you collected 5 bottles in Life is Strange, so the 6th
so
one. Yes.
the 6th one is for the nightmare sequence. So
Yes.
that's what they were linking it to. So obviously, in the first sequence in episode 2,
Mm.
out of time, you get the 5 bottles, and then
Yeah,
in episode 5, Polarized, you have the nightmare sequence with Max, and then she does
yeah.
the going through the maze and stuff, and she gets 6 bottles there. So it's six
Mhm,
bottles there. Someone tried to connect it to that, and Michelle Colch was like,
mhm.
"No."
So
And
we've
then
what we found out is that Life is Strange fans are speculative and stupid.
yes, basically
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
it was not a reference
Mm.
point, but Mr. Sam Bradley has ended the mystery, which is the main thing. So as you
Life
will,
is Strange fans. Oh, stay where you are. Stay in your lane, Life is
they are the
Strange fans.
worst. Who would have
Yes.
a Life is Strange podcast? Screw
Ugh.
those kind of people. Horrible, horrible.
Yes.
So Adam, let's run through our last pieces as well. Little couple of
Okay.
ones we have here.
Let's do
So
it.
on the May 26th, we tweeted as well, and it's on May 25th. Ruth Radelet played at
Mm,
Rontoms Sunday Session in Portland, and she performed The Veil, a track from Bloom and Rage. This is
nice.
obviously the track that she played with Ex-Chromatic members Adam Miller and Nat Walker from the game's OST. So you can see that as a video. Credits to Pile Up from Instagram, and she's playing the song. Obviously, I'd love to play the song, but we don't want to get hit by copyright. But she is doing her musical thing. She's doing her Adam thing there. She's
Mm,
doing the Ross from Friends on the keyboard, playing the music. That's what I see
yes.
it as. I know she's
You
very
see her
talented as well.
as
So
Ross from Friends right now.
no, she's using the keyboard. That's what he does in that,
Yes.
and he's great.
Yes.
Are you
Mo
criticizing Ross Geller?
Are you criticizing all keyboardists just because I
No,
hate
I'm.
bassists?
That's what you're doing with us. Like, well, I always see his videos as well, where he's got his fingers and he's like using it on keyboards and stuff. I'm like, oh,
Yes.
there he is. That's what he's doing. So, as you can see, Ruth Radley there playing the song, and Adam again as well. You've seen this before. Mr. Nat Walker again of Chromatics, formerly shared a video on
Mm,
Instagram. This is from the 21st of May. It is from the Veil track from
using the
obviously Lost
sampler
Records
there.
Bloom Rage. And yep,
Yes.
he's doing his musical bits, as Adam has done before. I think there's a message as well that they put there. Featured here's my solo from the Veil, one of a handful of songs I produced and co-wrote with the incredibly talented Ruth Radley
Innovation
and Adam Miller.
Launchpad. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, there you go. For Lost Records Bloom Rage. This lead is played across the pads of my Novation Launchpad Mini, which I'm
Mhm.
using to control my Roland Gaia 2 synthesizer.
Mhm.
The section is also layered with various strings, pads, and other sounds from my Roland NX 700 piano in the little side windows. The
Mm.
gorgeous meteor shower scene is one of my favorite usage of our music in all of Tape 2. And obviously, hit a link into the bio to watch our video for the Veil, or stream the entire soundtrack. So, Adam, as you can see as well, any little bits here from you as well, doing his little musical bits.
Yes. From Innovation. Yeah, Innovation gives good pads out there, and Roland also great synthesizers. Yeah, I like Roland more than Yamaha. That's a hot take, but Roland I definitely like. Their sounds a lot better than Yamaha's. Even though I use a lot of no, I only yeah, I just have the one Yamaha product, but yeah,
Oh,
it's okay. Yeah. But yeah, no,
nice.
good for that guy. Good for Nat Walker getting all of those synthesizers. I'm looking at the Gaia 2 right now. Oh, man, I want that so badly. Oh god, dude, if I can get my hands on the Gaia 2. Okay, I'm showing can I screen share something?
Yes, I'll take
This
a
is from the
second now for you.
website,
Yeah.
and I'm drooling over this. So it is out of my price range. It is currently $872. Now that I see it. Yeah, it's out of my price range, but look at that thing. That is the
Oh,
guy
damn.
oh god, dude, I love that touchpad in the middle to, like, really get, so you see that where
Yeah.
he's, programming, like, where each, uh oh, he's making his own, what do we call that? Shoot, frequency essentially, but he's creating his own frequency path. So there's like square, there's the sawtooth, but I think he's making his own frequency pathway from a touchpad. That's insane.
Okay. Mm.
So if anybody wants to send me this, that would be great. And I would kiss you on the forehead and maybe on the thighs.
There you go. Yeah, the thighs kiss. So that's
Mm.
it. And Adam, last piece as well for this side at least, to finish off things. As you can see here, going to Mr. Luc Baghadoust again. Um,
Mhm.
on the 28th of May, put there as well. The music video for Lost Records, this song "See You in Hell" has reached 200,000 views on YouTube. That's so cool! Congratulations to the amazing Nora Kelly, and
Mm.
also Nora Kelly responded to that on Instagram as well. That the milestone, which I'll pull up here for you guys, and then we're out of here. So as you can see, Nora Kelly put it on Instagram, and then also put thanks to all my devils assisting me in hell. End quote. So
Mm.
the track hit 200,000. So that is the last piece. And obviously, we'll come on to more about Nora Kelly in the next section. So I think this is a good way to end here. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for Side B. It will be out in the same week. But yeah, we'll sign off here. Obviously, leave us your thoughts in the comments and anything else on the topic, and we'll try and pull it out for the next for the next episode of Lost Records Journal with Rage Records. So you can always leave a comment on here or on the next part. Either or, it's fine. So we'll sign off here. Thank you for joining us. If you are new here, one more time, please do consider dropping subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like the video, share with your friends. If you do not, no sympathizer for Adam. No. I'm going to take his keyboard.
We all want Adam to get his synthesizers, please. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump through his screen and grab his keyboard. He's not even realize it. He's like, "How have you done that?" I'm like standing here with his keyboard. So yeah, please do subscribe, because otherwise he'll be sad not playing music, and then he'll have no basis to slander because he's not playing anything. So yes, subscribe, turn notifications. Obviously, it helps support the channel. We're almost at 1,900 subscribers, so please help us reach that. And also as well, StrangeCast, Lost Records Journal is available on all podcast services. So we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So do please go over there, do rate us, because it helps boost our visibility, and also you get instant access to the episodes as soon as they become available. One more time, Side B's coming up very soon. It'll be out in a couple of days after this one. But until then, take care. See you later. Bye.
Later.